Welcome in, everyone. Get settled in. Hello, the Royal Cowboy. Amy. Brett. Okay. Welcome in. Hello. Hey, fun one. Everybody, welcome into Meow and Me this week. We have two exciting guests for us. Unfortunately, Lizzle had to cancel. Something came up, but we have the amazing guest Cleo this week. We also have the guest, ooh, Silly Lily. Yes, I'm so excited. Cleo graciously decided to sub in last minute. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the compliments. You guys, this is a featured show. So let me go over a few housekeeping things real quick. It means that there's going to be probably a lot of people in the comments, and that's okay. So if you're trolling, though, you might want to troll someplace else this hour. If you're misbehaving in the comments, unfortunately, you will be removed. Okay. If you, we ask that none of our special guests use foul language, no cussing and stuff like that for this hour. Hello, everybody. Z, everybody that's coming in, I do see you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Happy Memorial Day, even though it's not really a happy day, but in as we think of those who have given their all to give us our freedom here in America, we salute you and thank you. Johnny, thank you for the iced tea. Also, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to present some. Guess what? What are we gonna do? A little cat trivia, because we are going to be talking a lot about cats with Cleo here in just a few minutes. So I just want to get like a little cat trivia going. Let's talk cats. Now, I know some of you already know some of these answers, but I'm hoping that maybe I can catch you off guard. Maybe? All right, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try to catch you off guard. All right, what is the smallest breed of cat? Is it a Sphinx? Is it a Singapura? Is it a Cornish Rex? Or is it a Munchkin? A little Munchkin. Cornish Rex? It is not. It is not. A Munchkin? It's not a Munchkin. That means that you have a Sphinx and a Singapura. Holla for a dollar. I'm going to go with a Singapura. Yes, Savage. Noted for its large blue eyes, or large eyes and ears, brown ticked coat, and blunt tail, a Singapura can weigh as little as 4 pounds. Thank you so much for the gifts, OG Lucky. Please know that my top meow of the stream will be featured on my Instagram as the top meow of the week. Meow. Purr. Okay, let's see what you know. What Catholic Pope condemned cats as evil? Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Amy. Was it Innocent the Eighth? Was it Pius the Seventh? Was it Julius the Third? Or was it Gregory the 13th? Let's go with Pius. No, it wasn't Pius. You're gonna go with the seventh, Innocent, or Pius the Seventh. That's a negatory. Julius. No, it's not Julius. Gregory. It's not Gregory. It's Innocent the Eighth. Thank you for the gifts. During the Spanish Inquisition, Pope Innocent the Eighth condemned cats as evil, and thousands of cats were destroyed. Unfortunately, the widespread killing of cats led to an explosion of the rat population, which exacerbated the effects of the Black Death. Oh, yeah, you don't want to get rid of the kitties because the kitties keep all of the rats in check. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. We can't just get rid of the kitties. We are not kitty slayers. Okay, how many hours do cats sleep each day? Is it 8 to 12? Is it 20 to 24? Is it 16 to 20? Or is it 12 to 16? 16? It's not 12 to 16. 16 to 20? Woo! Amy got it. Amy. Cats usually sleep 16 to 20 hours a day. For very young and very old cats, it's near the upper end of the range, and newborns sleep almost 24 hours a day. Thank you, Dipples. So yes, know that the cats sleep a lot, period. That's what they do. They like sleeping just like you and me. All right, now, are you ready for this next one? How did ancient Egyptians mourn when a family cat died? Yeah, NorCal, I say. Did they throw a party? Did they sacrifice a dog? Did they shave their eyebrows? Or did they eat no food for 3 days? Thank you, CO. Thank you, Chats Lily. What do you think it was? They shaved their eyebrows? Oh, wow. You got that right. Well done, Mr. Yeah. When a cat died, ancient Egyptian households would go into mourning as if a human relative and died, and would mourn and would often shave their eyebrows to signify their loss. The cat would then be mummified and buried along with provisions such as milk, mice, and rats. Okay, so if you guys want to shave your eyebrows when your cat passes away, I will then know that your cat has passed away. Okay, so let me know. Keep the faith. Hello, everybody who's coming in. Welcome into Meow and Me. Let's try to keep our eyebrows in the show. Okay, let's do that. All right, if you're coming in, thank you. Please favorite these top gifters. We got Silly Lily, CEO, and Top Badge Dimples. Please hit them up with favorites, everybody. We have a couple more trivia questions, and then we're going to welcome in our first special guest. Yes, Cleo is here, and we're going to talk cats tonight. We're talking cats for sure. But before, one last trivia question. How old, all right, how old was the world's oldest cat? Was it 34? Was it 36? Was it 40? Or was it 38? Oh, thank you, Faraz. I see 34. Nope, I see 36. I see 38. 38 it is. Ooh, thank you, Hala. Okay, well done. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the world's oldest cat was Cream Puff. Cream Puff, who died at the age of 38 years and 3 days. Yes, you are welcome. That is this week's cat trivia, and we are welcoming in our first special guest. Yeah, we are welcoming our first special guest in tonight. We are talking cats. When you're ready, request the box so I can get you into the special guest box. And we are good to start going here. Welcome in, everybody. This is Meow and Me, and this is our first special guest, Cleo. Hey, Cleo, what's up? Oh, hi, sweetie poo. Oh, yeah. Mwah. Cleo, how long? You said Leaf, Leaf? Mm.
And so this is a signal. So then when so that's the trap part. Then we got the neuter part, and then would be the return part would be if they are completely feral and cannot be back, cannot be in a household, cannot be indoors, they will put them back on the streets. That's the return part. And the ear tip lets people know, the police, animal control, whoever, know that, oh, this cat has been it's cared for, basically. So they're not going to keep, dragging it in again and again. Leaky, let's see your ear.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I started doing, working with this organization, was trying to make the kittens that they were trapping adoptable. Leaf came to me and he was already 6 months old. So that's pretty big to be on the street that whole time. They have never known, a person or treats or anything like that. So you have to really, it's not an easy adoption. It's not, you walk into the little kitten area and they purr and they love you. It's not like that. So he really had to be worked with, and he had to be taught that it was okay, to be inside and to be loved. And it's been like, I love all my cats, and he's good. He's special, but he's good. But like, just the bond that we have, because there was no instant love. There was no instant connection. Come over here, one step farther. He's literally right here. Come one step farther. Um, we had to work for this relationship. We had to work for the love. So it's yeah. So someone in the comments, yeah, 3 months is a common cutoff, because it becomes where, so they have to let you know if they want to come inside or not. So I did about, I think Leaf was like my seventh feral kitten, and he was by himself, and I felt really bad about that. The kittens I did previously, I was able to bring them to the adoption center like as a set, but like I had the thought of having to drop him off by himself. I couldn't do it, so I kept him, which was good. But then it ended my foster journey now, because I don't have the space anymore. But doing the foster, yeah, that was like one of the greatest things. And it made me like, I got to do it until I was ready to love, another cat or whatever.
Ooh, I really like that. Um, Tell us more what it's like to be I mean, two questions. How many years were you a foster parent cat home? And then secondly, um, what is it like to be a foster cat parent?
It's kind of like, so I started this in 2017. Is like that summer is when I started fostering, and then I adopted him. It was around like Thanksgiving, so I only did it for like the actual fostering part. for a couple months, but then I've stayed involved by doing the trapping and that kind of stuff, which is interesting. But it is interesting because you will literally just get a phone call and they'll say, "Hey, we got, 3 kittens. You wanna take them?" And okay. And then we start out, keeping them in the crates to not freak them out, and you just got to work with them little by little. A lot of food, like on spoons, on hands, on until and it's just so funny because they hate you. You are the devil. They will bite. They will. Leaf bit me his first day here. He bit me hard. They will bite you. They will. And then the next day, it's like not maybe the next day, but a couple days later, they're like mush. It's like where's this feisty little beast? Like now all of a sudden you're ready to be loved, and you're all like they just need some love. And not all cats want to be inside though. There are definitely ones that let you know that they don't waste time on me. You just put me right back outside, and then we do that. And then even when they put them outside, they still make sure they release them like where they came from, and that they're on a block where someone will at least put out a shelter for them, food and water. So they're in the street, but they're not, out there on their own.
Quick question. Like, I've tried to trap Chuck Norris. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. I've tried to trap Chuck Norris, and I found it incredibly difficult, Cleo. Yeah. How do you get to have a collective of cats where you're going to trap them in a humane way? Like, how do you do that? Tell me how you trap a kitty. I need to know.
There's pages for that. Like, cause like what happens is like a neighborhood will call us and be like, hello, there's like 12 cats on my street all of a sudden. So then they'll come in and they really want like the mama cats, so they use like small raccoon traps basically is what it is. So then you put a can of food in there, and then when they walk in, boom, it shuts. But you will catch other things if you're not, you'll catch raccoons, you'll catch skunks and possums. And so we've done it that way. And there's also like a drop trap, they call it, like a big square. And like that's one where you literally sit there with like a string, and when you see the cat go in, you pull it. And like that's how you get like the really smart cats, because some of them are too smart. Why won't you be nice? Don't be feral. I'm a
Don't be feral. Bad kitty. Yeah. Leaf is so, but really like knowing that Leaf was a completely feral cat who was on the streets for 6 months until you started working with them is incredibly impressive. If you just are coming into Meow and Me right now, I just want to welcome you in. We have Cleo and her kitty Leaf, and Cleo works a lot with something called TNR, trap and release, right? Or trap, neuter, and release, or return. Yeah, and we're learning more about what that is and what that looks like.
This was Leaf on his first day with me. See his nose? They always do that. They rub their nose against the cages. But that was his first day with me, and then he just blossomed into this good little boy. And a lot of it's nice too, because like a lot of the neighborhoods that were so problematic, we've really gotten them down to where every single cat has been fixed. Oh, I didn't show you his ear. And come over here nicely. He's gone. So like we have cleaned up a lot of the population. So it does really, it makes a difference for sure.
Yeah, it does make, how many cats do you think you all have neutered that were out on the streets?
Oh my gosh. A lot. I would say they probably at a minimum do like 5 every single week. So like almost 1 a day, like in the summer. I would say like now is like, prime time when the kittens are being born and mamas are coming out. They probably do at least 1 every single day. And that's one small organization in one town, so could you imagine what goes on or doesn't go on across,
in a bigger area. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for all the gifts, you guys. I'm thinking that you said something very surprising to me. You said that the town you live in doesn't have a humane society or an animal shelter. And
Yeah.
so the people who live there decided to create a cooperative of people who took it in their own hands to do something. Now, how did you start with that? Like, how did you start doing, like, did people like work with a local vet? Like, how did you guys come together as a group to do something?
Yeah, they have there's like another group in our area that kind of does all of the county. And so they kind of learned a lot from them and were able to like get some help from them. And then they partnered with the shelter, not a shelter, a veterinarian out here who he does the stays for like and neuters for like $40. It's really, really, really cheap. So he allows us to like run a tab too, because as an organization, you don't always have money to pay. So a cat comes in with broken leg or something that could be very expensive, so he has good pricing and then allows us to pay as we go or whatever. So and then the same thing, then we had to branch out to all the different shelters. So now we have the shelters that we work with that if they have kittens they can't tame, they'll come our way. And the same thing, when we tame the kittens, then we give them to them and they adopt them out. So the shelter partners are really a big deal too, because they open up space and get all of our cats adopted.
I love it. Like, where did your love for cats start from, Cleo?
I've had a cat every single day of my life. Like when I was born, my mom and dad already had a cat, and I have had a cat every single day of my life. Yeah, yep. So it's just in me, I guess. I'm like,
You're
you're just
part
born into
kitty.
it. Yeah, you're just born into it.
You're part kitty. Everybody, if you're just coming in, everybody, Meow King, all of you people coming in, welcome into Meow and Me. This is Cleo. We're talking kitties. We're talking feral cats specifically, and what it takes to kind of tame a feral cat. Um, and it sounds to me like patience is
Patience and a lot of food. Yeah,
food.
a lot of food.
What kind of food do you give a feral cat? I mean, doesn't it, like, don't they usually eat wild things, like wild?
Yeah, I think Leaf was his. I think Leaf is his name is Leaf because when he came in, he threw up leaves. Like that's what he was like trying to survive on. But
Oh
we
wow.
just feed them the soft food, like the good, smelly, stinky stuff, because they think that's good, and then they think they're really getting a treat. But then you do have to. A lot of the cats do end up on like a special diet food or like a limited ingredient, diet, because they're not used to eating. They didn't eat kitten chow from day one. They were eating like real bite. And then he's the one that does kill stuff too. But you can't blame him because he's probably just, I never know when his next meal is. So
Yeah, and you did say, like he was trying to eat leaves out
yeah,
in the wilderness.
yeah. Isn't that
Wow.
sad?
It
Isn't
is
that depressing?
super sad. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try not to cry right now. Like, it was so sad. I know. I just was shocked. But that is the extent of what, when a feral cat is feral, they're looking to survive.
Yeah, eat anything.
Cleo, why is it important for you to be part of the TNR program?
I guess it just, you know what happens if when a cat has kittens on the street, you know what's going to happen to them. And like, I know that you can give animals in general a really good life. So it's like, why do we have them suffering out there? Every cat should be inside. Everything is way overpopulated. Dogs are overpopulated, cats are overpopulated, but everybody should be taken care of. So I don't want cats out there eating leaves. So if it takes whatever it takes, what it takes.
Yeah, I think that's super important. I like that you guys came up with a humane way to let other people in the community know if the cat had been already through services.
Yeah.
So that way they know, that's not something that's going to hurt them by taking a small notch out. That's like the equivalency of getting in a cat fight out on the street. It's okay.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very innovative and really smart way for all of the community to know, like, these are cats that have had their shots. They are feral, but they're not going to hurt you. And you know,
showed him how to cat a little bit more, and he's still like, he's 5, he just turned 5. He is just now making biscuits with his paws. He had never did that, but he sees this one do it, so he sits right here and he does his little. So yeah, he's learning like from him. Otherwise, I don't think he would have ever done it. Took him like months to purr, like that kind of stuff. So then it's so rewarding, when it does happen. But you just, yeah, you don't give up, because they do. I had one cat that would not come around. She just would not. No matter what I would do, she was terrified, and you could tell like it just wasn't. I could sit here for months, and it wasn't going to get any better. I don't know what happened to her, but all the other ones. She was an adult though too. She was an adult from a hoarder situation. That's like a whole nother issue. Yeah. So they thought maybe she was so pretty, like really long fur, but no, it just wasn't happening.
yeah,
But
I think that it's really important, the things that you brought up, separating them from the rest of the house. So, don't just bring a new cat, especially a feral cat, into your home
oh
and
yeah, no,
and just let them take full reign of your home. Put them in a room that's safe and
yeah.
equipped for them, like with food and litter, and stuff. right? And then give them time to smell you, like to get used to all of the smells and stuff in the
Right.
house, Yeah,
That's how I bit, like moving too soon because it was like, oh, okay, he's out a little bit. He must want me to pet him. No, he
right.
doesn't want me to pet him. But you get excited every time, and then he's like, well, totally my fault. Like he told me, totally my fault. But yeah, now, oh my God, I don't think he would ever bite me. He would probably cry. Like he would, like he's so. I don't know who he thinks I am. I wonder that a lot. Like, does he think I'm his mom? Does he think I'm like an alien? Like who?
Maybe he thinks you're a
Does
big cat.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
you're a bigger
does he
cat
think I'm
than
like what
him,
I'm
You are nice.
yeah, am I
That's
the
right.
boss? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder that a lot though. But then I could tell that he's grateful, like to be here. I could tell. So yeah, that's why I wonder. I'm like, who do you think you are? I don't know. They're
Okay.
both in.
I love it. I love it. Look at, yeah, Leaf is over there just chilling. If you're coming in, welcome into Meow and Me. This is a show called Make Meow Means Make Each One Wanted. We were just talking with Cleo about how she came to own her feral cat Leaf. Um, we were talking a little bit about trap, neuter, and return for some cats that are not able to be tamed. We were talking about, responsible pet ownership as well. Cleo works in a program that collaborates with multiple organizations within her own community because they don't have a humane society. So we were just taking in. I appreciate you coming tonight, Cleo, especially last minute, dropping all this good information on us. Um, do you stream any specific time?
I usually stream like early in the morning on the weekends, like on Saturday and Sunday mornings. I get up and drink coffee, among other things, and sit out there at the crack of dawn. So you can usually find me then, for the most part. Yeah.
So on the weekends, you can find Cleo the Crab here on the weekend streams. Hit her with a favorite. I know for a fact she loves talking kitties, which is, the best for somebody like me who loves talking kitties too. So I think we got a lot of really good special information tonight, and thank you so much, Cleo, for coming on and sharing it with us.
Anytime. I will always fill in whenever. I'm always ready to talk cat. Always. Always.
Just always ready to talk kitty. Hit Cleo with the fave. Thank you so much, Cleo. Have a great night. Also, on her bio, click into her Instagram, folks. Follow her on her Instagram. And we are going to move into our next segment of the night here. Say bye to Cleo, everybody. Bye, Meow. That was super awesome. I loved it. I hope you all loved the story as well. Like, that is an impressive story of not only of rescuing kitties, but also just human compassion towards their pets and animals in society. And I think that's a really, like, it's so motivational almost for me, right? Like, incredible, I love it. But before we move on tonight, we are like halfway through the show. We're going to start next with our second special guest tonight, who is Silly Lily, and she brought her big fluffy white dog with her. And her big fluffy white dog, I am so excited for you guys to see this big fluffy beast. He is a wonder of love and fluffiness. It's like being bathed in marshmallows. You're gonna like adore him. But before we get started with her, I just wanted to tell you guys of one story. Now, remember how a few weeks ago I told you all that the world's oldest dog was this dog named Toby Keith? Guess what's happened? There's now an older dog than Toby Keith that lived. Yes, that's right, folks. A 22-year-old Pebbles crowned oldest living dog, unseating pet record name holder weeks before. Oh my God. The toy fox terrier lives with her devoted owners in Taylor, South Carolina, and loves listening to country music and sleeping until 5 in the afternoon. Yes, I know, I know. This is just too cute. So I'm going to show you, y'all. It's just too cute. So I have got to show you how adorable this little nugget is. This is her right here. This is her right here, y'all. Right there. She's got 22 years, 50 days old. She was certified. Certified, okay? And like it goes on, Pebbles is officially the world's oldest living dog. Now, let me turn this back around. Okay, let me get this turned back around and set back up here correctly so you see me. Um, the toy fox terrier earned the title oldest living dog from Guinness World Records on May 17th when she was 22 years and 50 days old. Bobby and Julie Gregory of Taylor, South Carolina, welcomed Pebbles into their family on March 2000 and treasured their beloved pet. Oh ho ho. Pebbles started on her journey to world record holder quite recently. In April, Guinness Book of World Records crowned Toby Keith, who we've seen here before, a 21-year-old Chihuahua from Florida, as the oldest living dog. So Toby Keith had a little like their moment in the sun. Weeks later, Pebbles pebbled him out. Pebbles pounded him out of the spotlight and now has the oldest living dog on record title, folks. Like, poor Pebbles, but you know, there has to be a thing. So if you're coming into Meow and Me, welcome in. Please favorite these gifters, y'all. We have Top Badge Moore. We have Moody Andrew. We have Silly Lily CO. Please make sure you go through there and favorite the top gifters. We will have one top meow of the stream, and this top meow will be featured on my Instagram on a flyer as top meow of the week. So let's get our special guest in, our special guest with the big fluffy dog. Let's go.
Okay, so he's right there, but that's the view.
Oh, look at this view. It's a view. I love it.
We'd give him a minute to finish. I think that his bone's there, and I put peanut butter in it this afternoon.
It's the polar bear. Yes, he's got a little bloofy. Oh, you guys, is that not adorable?
Hey,
That is adorable.
come here.
Hi, Dashi. Everybody coming in, welcome in. Ah,
Hi. Say hi.
hello.
Josh. He is literally the biggest pain in the butt dog that you could ever possibly think to own.
Silly Lily, how long have you had Josh?
7.5 years.
Mm-hmm. Did you get him when he was a little baby?
So I rescued him at 2.5 years. He's a miniature American Eskimo. I'd really think, because usually I call him a miniature American bad word hole, but we're on a featured show, so I really had to focus on Eskimo. So yeah. But you know what though? Son's my grandson, and I've kind of reestablished some boundaries with him. He's been a lot better. Would you pay attention here, sir? They're trying to get you.
Look at it. He's so happy. He's so happy. You just look, if you look at Josh and it doesn't make you smile on the inside, what is wrong with you? That's all my only question. You know?
I remember to change my name, and look what I did. Have mercy on my poor soul.
I like Solly Lolly.
Leave it to me, man. Leave it to me. All right.
He was the rescue, right? He was the rescue.
So an old guy that I went to high school with Rescued him when he was like 8 months from this lady whose teenage kids were beating the dog, like pretty bad. And then he got the dog, and then with his fiance, and then his fiance ended up leaving him, and so then he was caged 18 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Ugh.
So when I got him, he was only thing he was taught to do was to attack. And I say that because when the guy that I got him from paid the dog no attention until after he'd already lunged at me, then he picked the dog up and coddled him. So he unintentionally taught the dog that if you want attention, you must attack first.
Interesting.
So, to say the least, he's bit quite a few people along this journey. But if I didn't take him, nobody else would have. So I thought, well, I'm a stubborn pain in the derriere. I like a good challenge. It's, by far the most challenging I've ever. Oh my God! I'm not supposed to react to that. Sorry, I love that gift.
Thank you, Leroy. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts.
So I love the dinosaurs. So, anyways, I went home and I thought about it because he tried to eat me, and although he's cute and fluffy, like literally he tried to eat me, and like I was literally terrified of this dog. But I was like, so you really don't have any other choices? And he was like, no, really. And I'm like, ugh. So I took him. He's like, what do you want me to do with him? Put him in the cage? And I was like, no, because then how am I supposed to get him out? What do you mean? I was like, strap him to the passenger seat. He's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, because either we're going to bond on the way home or we're both in for a really long haul. So, got about a mile down the road, and I finally looked over at him. And he kind of was like side eyeballing me. I was side eyeballing him, like, oh God, oh God. And we came up to a stoplight, and I was like, all right, here we go. And I slowly reached my arm onto the other side of the chair, and I was like, oh God, this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And I just touched his head, and he was like, and he like flinched, and I kind of just like rubbed his head a little bit, and I just left my hand there and moved my fingers, I was like, okay, all right. And then we were fine. Ever since then, him and I have been okay. Like, he's nipped at me when he's been scared before and stuff, but we've had a really, really long journey with him trusting other people. Like, he still does it.
I do. I think he wanted to be loved as well. I do totally. Silly Lily, a question. Like, I know you have other animals inside the house.
Bearded dragon.
How did you have the same amount of animals back then as you do now?
So when I got him, he was the only pet. But then my grandmother needed some help, so I ended up moving in with her, and we had to take him with the dog that she had and the two cats. And the cats were like, I hate you, and clawed at his face a couple times, and he was like, oh, I don't like that, so he left them alone. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, the dog was 130 pounds. So he looked at this dog like, you're a chew toy, just leave me alone. So when he met Storm, I don't know if you ever watched me on my featured show and I'm wearing the necklace with the dog on it. That's my lucky necklace, and that's her. So but she would just, he would, she'd just look at him, and she would like, you know what I mean? Like that snotty, like, are you serious? And so he was kind of like, oh, well, okay. And then they were like this. So then we got the lizards, and he's actually scared of the lizards. It's so funny. They go running through the kitchen, and because their little claws will hit the floor and it makes the noise, so if the dog's sleeping, you hear the dog get up and his nails go, and then both their nails are going because they're both scared, trying to run in opposite directions.
They both don't want to. They're going like opposite ways. I don't blame him. He's like out of there. Facts. Facts. So Joshy, what are some of Joshy's favorite things to do? Josh is this big fuzzy white dog, you guys, right there in her lap. He's snuggling up, snuggling up right there. Yes. Just look at Josh. So happy. Just if I just can't wrap my head around. Just
he's getting better at walks, but we don't really go anywhere because his anxiety is so bad that he gets tummy aches when we take him for walks.
oh wow.
But we can go around the garage now. It's like it's a pretty long apartment garage type thing, so we can do a lap around there now. Yay! But he gets really, his anxiety is really bad. He actually, for some reason, just started playing fetch. Like, he refused to play fetch for the longest time. And, like, I would throw a ball and he would just look at me like, the heck, lady? What do you want me to do with that? And, like, he'd be mad because he'd have to go get it. But now he brings it and I throw it on the wall. So he, like, chases it to the wall and then watches it bounce back. I'm like, when are you going to learn? If you stand there, you can probably just catch it. So we're waiting, but we have a game now. So he likes to do that. And then he has anything he can chew. He likes his bones. But he's pretty
soft is that fur? How soft is that fur, y'all?
So, okay, so like right in here and behind his ears is like super, super soft. But like back in here, it gets kind of like, it's still soft, like cottony, but it's like also got wiry hairs.
Mm.
But he's mostly just big and soft and fluffy. You hear him yelling at me?
It's like I don't know why I like it. He smiled and growled all at the same time.
So he talks. His growl, that's what people, they like get scared because like he's growling. I'm like, no, he's literally talking. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, because all right, it's a future show, whatever. Because I go like this and I go, so he's just doing it back. I'm going, and he's just in his head, he's just mming me back. You know what I mean? So like, I think I think I taught him to growl when I'm giving him love because I'm always going, mwah. And so I think he just does that with me. I don't know if that's really stupid or weird or whatever, but I mean, you just witnessed it.
I'm gonna try this on my children. I wonder, it's my 17-year-old. I'm gonna go up to her and be like, I
don't think it works with kids. In fact, it probably doesn't work with most animals, but this one's weird. So, I mean, he is mine, and I'm a little weird too. Thank you for the gifts, everybody.
I love it. Now, did you name Josh?
No, so the actual original lady that had the teenage boys that would mistreat the dog and beat him. And I think they used to beat him with brushes because he doesn't, as you can see, doesn't let me groom him. Grooming him is like a double dose of Benadryl. Yeah, I drug my dog. And then patience. And lots of it. And I can't take him to a groomer because he bites them. So I think
you probably hit the nail on the head. Welcome in, everybody. If you're coming in, Angie, Brazil, Keith, all of you guys, Bella, welcome in, everyone. This is Meow and me. I am just talking to my gal pal, Silly Lily, but we are featuring Josh the dog with his human tonight, which happens to be Silly Lily.
Yeah, but I can't spell, so ignore my name. Thanks.
What?
I said, but I can't spell tonight, so ignore the name.
We're just kind of going over her story with Josh. I mean, Josh was caged. He was abused by his pet owners for about 2.5 years. He is a rescue dog. He was in a cage. We are really talking tonight about really deep rescue stories. and we were just kind of going over like what does things look like now for Josh, as he's been with Silly Lily now for about 7.5 years. And look at, I mean, I think this dog looks so happy. I'm sorry, but this is one of the happiest dogs I think I've seen. Just like big
He's
face.
the happiest jerk ever.
He's just so happy all the freaking time, this dog. So cute. Thank you all for the gifts as well. Please favorite these gifters. So tell me like more. What do you see for the future for Josh and you?
Oh my God. You're looking at it. Maybe one day I'll get him a friend. It's gonna have to be a big old grumpy old lady dog. I think though. I think we're gonna have to go rescue us an old lady for him.
An old lady dog?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, not like around the same age. You know, who's like 10 times his size, and she'll just be like, "Really, Pipsqueak?" And he'll be like, "Well, all right. I guess the last big one wasn't so bad." You know.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely adore Josh. And, now with everything that Josh has gone through and you've gone through with him, do you have to use special foods or anything like that? I know that you've said,
So
you have to go through special measures just to groom him.
yeah. So he actually gets seizures, and the medications that he was on, they worked to a point, but after you watch your pet go through so many seizures and they kind of get progressively worse, even with medication dosages increasing, you kind of start looking to other ways. And I don't know exactly what I can get into, but it's a more natural remedy, and so I give him drops of that every day now, and I have only seen, so I've had him on that regularly for three 3 years, and I'd say in the last 2 years I've only seen 3 seizures. Whereas I was seeing 2 or 3 of them a week lasting for 20, 30 minutes. Like
And
where I'm on the floor crying, like, please stop, come on, you know what I mean? Like, because it's scary. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's really freaking terrifying.
it is terrifying. And, you
Not
know,
bugging.
what did and you decided to kind of go a different approach, and I
Herbal.
think that's herbal. A
Herbal.
herbal approach. Yeah, and it's interesting how you found something that works well for him,
Mhm.
because you know that's the thing. Like sometimes if you don't see something working, you might want to try something else, and it takes a
Well,
lot of courage to do
didn't
that.
I didn't just do it, just to be very clear for people
Right.
who are making comments. I did run it by my vet. However, the state that I'm in, Yvette is not allowed in this state to okay this. However, her sister is a vet in Colorado, and she said, "Well, why don't you call her so that I don't have to give you the answers I want to give you?" You know what I mean? And so I was like, "Okay, well, fine. So we're gonna try this." And honestly, it's been amazing. Um, it helps his anxiety a lot too. I'm able to leave. I couldn't leave him before. I When I first got him, I'd have to cage him. It actually took me 3 years to get him out of the cage. He was not comfortable just hanging out in the living room with me. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that speaks to my heart right there. I mean, that just shows the amount of work that you've done as a pet owner, a dog owner, an abused dog owner, like and to where he's at today, like snuggling, like just hanging out, happy to be snuggled, happy to be held, all of those things. I think that's really important and special, um, for
He's
sure.
got a much better quality of life. You know, like I said before, it would just the seizures were so frequent, and it was too much. You know, and to watch that, it's just it's
Just heart wrenching, terrifying. You know, I just couldn't even imagine. I would, if Chuck Norris started doing that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you know. Um, let's talk a little bit about what you think that yep, I'm gonna allow it. Yep, any pet, you bet. If you're coming in, this is Meow and me. We have Silly Lily and her dog Josh. And Meow means make each one wanted. And we have all pets. Tonight we saw Cleo and Leaf, her feral cat rescue. And right now we're just hanging out with Joshy and Silly Lily here. And this is her feral dog rescue, really. Um, with it, what kind of things, you know, would you say there's somebody in the audience thinking about rescuing a dog that might be feral? What is something that they should really need to think about and know before they just act on it?
I okay, for one, I learned the hard way. Don't have little kids around, because neither the kid nor the dog fully understands what's right and wrong yet. And if the little kid makes mistakes, sometimes it can cause the dog to react, and not always in a pleasant way. So there's that. But then also, like I said, I've had him for 7.5 years, and up until recently, I he was. Look at I wish I could show you his face. He's like, like, turn your head. I forget what I was just saying. It threw me off. But where was I? What was I just saying?
about about like making sure that you don't have little children around
Children,
the
thank you. And then 7.5 years I've had him, and he definitely is. I can't leave him with other people. I can't leave him in a shelter. I have to have people that have taken the time to come over here and get to know him, take care of him. Um, like you can't go to the dog park. Like this is if they're a younger dog, you could have 10, 12 years where that's the only pet you can have, because you don't know how they're going to react. Like there's dogs that his tail's wagging, his ears are up, and he's ready. He just looks like he wants to play. But I can't let him because I don't know what he's really going to do. So because of the past, I don't know all of his triggers. Like I said, the first time I went to brush him, holy cheese and rice, I thought that like he lost it on me. And so I was like, okay, well, so then I bought a brush and I had to put peanut butter on it so that he would like, okay, well, I guess the brush isn't always bad. But then it took me probably close to a year before I was able to just brush him without an attitude. And that's trying all the time. Jake. So I'd say those are probably the two most important things. But it just you don't know with feral animal any feral animal at any point in time what they're possible how they're possibly going to react. You know.
It's good to know. You said an important keyword was triggers, and that is important. Well, we okay, so we could talk on, but we can't because we're running out of time. um Before you're let out of the box, you know, first off, everybody in here, please hit Miss Solly Lily with a favorite, also known as Silly Lily. Please hit her with a favorite. I'm gonna let her tell you about her own stuff going on. But please hit her with a favorite, you guys. Silly Lily, tell us more about you. Thank you, Sunny. And tell us more about when you stream, like where people can find you, all of that.
Okay, so I do have an Instagram. If you scroll down through my profile, you can follow me through that. But I stream a lot in the mornings, and then my evenings are I stream a lot of evenings, but not necessarily any in specific. Um,
Would
Friday
you consider
mornings,
a daily streamer?
I'd say pretty much daily. I might take a day off here and there, or like I had company come in town, so I took a couple days off. But at the average week, yeah, I'm on just about every day, sometimes twice a day. My Friday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, is Lessons Learned. That's my little baby right now, my featured show. Each week it's two guests, and we talk about a lesson life has taught them, and each lesson manages to hit in a different way. So I've really enjoyed doing
Yeah, you guys. So I don't know if you caught that. It's Friday mornings at 10 a.m.
Eastern.
And every week, Silly Lily brings two special guests on her show. You might not see Josh, or you might see Josh. I don't know. You might see Josh, you might not, but Josh will be probably around. Um, for sure. Silly Lily, do you have like social media, any way to reach you? Like, do you have a fan page? Like, where do people get more Silly Lily content?
On the IG. That's really all that I have right now. That's where I let you guys know of the auctions, the battles. When I'm doing things like this, I'll post all that information. So you could add me on there to get all the details.
Okay. And then do you have some stuff coming up? Do you have some auctions coming up soon?
Yeah. So if you are a parent, I have about 6 spots left open in a parent life auction, and I'm actually really excited for this one. Kitty made brilliant little flyers for it. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And then July 3rd, I have a red wine and booze instead of red, white, and blue auction that I'm also hosting if you want to be a part of that. But then I'm in a Sky High Battle Royale June 10th, and I'm so nervous for that, but that's okay. And then I'm judging the Rice Krispies thing on the 18th too.
So you've got awesome stuff happening with you. Please make sure you hit Silly Lily with a favorite. Feral Dog Rescuer Unite. Okay, but thank you, Silly Lily, for coming out tonight and hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you. You guys hit her with a fave.
Thank you everybody for coming, dude. I'm like half in tears how many of them should. And I tell everybody come, and they're all here. So thank you everybody. Okay, bye.
That is awesome. That is awesome. It means a lot to people when they get on shows and they're talking about something special to them, that other people join them so that they can hear about something that's special to them. And so kudos to all of you who showed up to come out and support her as well. Now, this is the end of the night. We didn't do a couple things that we normally do, which is pet of the week, but that is because we only had one pet and I'm waiting for more pets to be submitted. Okay, so submit your pet to me on Instagram with the picture and their name so that I can get like people to vote on your pet. Okay, when I get enough pets, then I'll put it on my Instagram for you to vote. I want to tell you, I'm going to have a top meow of this stream. My top meow is the top gifter of the stream, and then I make a flyer and they get some clout on my Instagram as top meow for the week. And this week it looks like it's going to be Moody Andrew. Thank you so much. Top Badge Moore, Leroy, Sunny, Free Guy. Please make sure you go through and favorite the gifters, you all. We appreciate our gifters. Thank you so much for coming out to the show. If you want to be on the show, it is any pet that is out there. If you have a turtle or a guinea pig or maybe a ferret or even fish, I really kind of am interested in learning more about fish too. So if you have more pets out there and you want to be on this show, all you got to do is reach out to me on my Instagram, let me know, or let my emoji J know, or OG Lucky as well. OG Lucky and Emoji J help me every week, you guys, every week. Hit them up on their Instagram or myself. Let me know. We will get you scheduled on the show. Special thanks to Cleo tonight for subbing in last minute with the amazing feral kitty story of Leaf and about trapping. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Moon, about trapping, neutering, and releasing pets back into a community without without a humane society and what that looks like in collaboration with others. Amazing story. Cleo just loved it. And then our second story of tonight was Silly Lily and her dog Josh, and the amazing connection that took a while to build, but with patience and persistence, both of these pets have become really lovable parts of the family for both Cleo and for Silly Lily, both feral in very different ways. And that's something that says, you with patience and kindness, almost all pets can be rehabilitated to some extent, but some can't, and that's okay too. But thank you so much to my special guests for sharing their special stories with all of us tonight. You guys, as I wrap up Meow and Me this week, I just want to put and also, a story that I saw briefly in the news, and that was that they brought pets down to the mass shooting, and they are doing some pet therapy down there with rest with therapy dogs. And I think if you have time, Google up therapy dogs and the mass shooting, the school shooting, and you will see a beautiful story of how dogs are being used as therapy dogs with children and, with adults even, to help them recuperate and help them feel safe. So something so important that we don't usually think about. So I appreciate you all for tuning in to Meow and Me. I will see you later this week for sure. I hope you have a blessed day. Be kind to somebody, even if they don't deserve it. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. I don't know if it's shutting off. Is it shutting off? It might not be shutting off. Is it shut off? I don't know. I don't know if it's shut off or not. Oh, I don't know.